What's up YouTube and welcome back to the Safe Zone. My name is Cole, or the Master Reactor, and today we are here with another Ted Nivison video. This one is he drove to every rainforest cafe in North America. Now it's been a while since we've had a Ted video to react to. I haven't watched one of Ted in a while, but I just remember all of his cooking videos. They were all super funny, so I'm excited to see what this one's all about. So if you're excited for this reaction, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. We just hit 420 as I'm recording this, so thank you all so much for the support. I am so happy and so thankful. So if you want to help supporting the channel, let's try to hit 430 by the end of the month. I think it can totally happen. I think y'all can do it, so let's make that happen. But while you're down there, please make sure to leave a like, as it will always help the channel, and also make sure to leave a comment on what you think I should react to next, or what you thought of the video. I am always open to suggestions, and I love hearing what you have to say. Now, I'm excited to dive into this video. I don't want to leave it any further, so I say we dive straight in.
I did something really stupid when I was gone. Do you want to know what it is? This is the Rainforest Cafe.
Okay.
It's a themed restaurant that's decked out to look like a rainforest. They got animatronic animals. The waiters refer to themselves as safari guides. And every 30 minutes, there is a thunderstorm that happens within the restaurant. It is the stupidest.
I've actually never been to a
ridiculous
rainforest
restaurant
cafe
to exist, and I love it so much. And for that reason, I drove almost 10,000 miles to go to every single one of them.
Oh
What
my
else did you
gosh.
expect? This Rainforest Cafe.
Actually, real quick, I hate to pause it, but the only thing I've been to that's like Rainforest Cafe, I think, is the T-Rex restaurant at Disney Springs. When I was there, that's like, I know that's kind of the similar vibe, because I remember there was like a extinction event that happened every like 30 minutes or something like that. But it was basically like a dinosaur. You know if you've been there, but it's basically like a dinosaur restaurant that like it's like Rainforest Cafe but for dinosaurs basically. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Cafe Odyssey began by stopping at the closest location to LA in Ontario, California. It's also where I met up with my partner, Eddie Burback. He's dastardly good looking, played a perfect game in Wii bowling, and has a mustache that makes animated Disney movie
Oh my
fathers
gosh, it
cry
does look like
little wham wham babies.
It does
He was
look like
perfect.
that.
Walking into that random mall in California, I knew that we were about to embark on something truly special.
Initial thoughts? I like it here.
Yeah, it's actually going to be good.
It's good.
The hesitance is like, I like it
Shut the
here.
fuck up, Jim. Entering this holy place made me feel like a young boy again. The animatronics seemed so real. And the menu still had some of my favorites from my childhood, including the Gorilla Grilled Cheese Delight and the Jurassic Chicken Tidbits.
Huh?
What is a tidbit? I'm pretty sure we made our server's day by actually signing up for the Rainforest Cafe members card, which normally wouldn't have much use, but for our specific situation made a lot of
Oh,
sense.
true.
Then all
That's
of a sudden,
true.
without any warning, our first rainforest thunderstorm. That thunder had us shivering in our little boots. We waved goodbye to this first Rainforest Cafe to prepare for our road trip to
music's
every
fun.
single other location of this restaurant.
That's just insane. Like, why do you think
This
to
is
do
the
this?
stupidest thing I think either of us have ever done.
Yeah.
I walked out of my apartment and I was like, oh my god, I'm not going to be back for 3 weeks because I'm doing this.
There's gonna be so much driving.
And we're doing that driving in my 2002 Toyota Tacoma
Woo!
Forest Green,
Let's hear it up for the
aesthetically rusted
Tacoma.
from the New England winters, and also the only car that I've had for the last
Oh,
8
wow.
years. That's right, I drive myself to high school in this car, and I'm almost 25.
The first startup
That's
of
crazy.
the truck.
Can you imagine if it didn't?
From LA, we drove 384 miles to Phoenix, Arizona, where we'd find our second Rainforest Cafe. You
Fact
might
that they
be
had to
asking
drive
why I'm
that
doing this
far.
in the first place. I was one of the children whose childhood was blessed with a Rainforest Cafe-filled life. It was the best thing that ever
Oh my
happened to my
gosh.
small, tiny, frail
Don't tell me
body,
that's
but that's
Ted.
not the only reason.
A popular family restaurant in Johnson County closes its doors.
Popular restaurant Rainforest Cafe
Oh
abruptly
no, it's
closes
going
its
extinct.
doors
Same
in
restaurant,
Fisherman's Wharf.
Rainforest Cafe, has closed its location in the Oak Park Mall.
Outside today, a crew worked on
The Rainforest Cafe is dying out. At its peak, there was 34 Rainforest Cafes in the United States. Today, that number has been whittled down to half. And if
Oh,
I didn't go
yikes.
to every last Rainforest Cafe in the country, I don't know if I would even be able to look at myself. So yeah, here we are at
Okay.
Rainforest Cafe number 2. Eddie and I decided to share the flatbread appetizer, which was served on a
That
very
actually looks
fancy
really good.
stone platter, typical of your higher-end eating establishment. And I got a Beyond Burger with one of my favorite sides, safari fries.
Safari
what makes them different from normal fries? You're eating them on a safari. One of the interesting facets of this location, though, was how insanely loud the elephants we were next to were. And hey, what's a rainforest cafe without random animal heads sticking out of the walls without very clear proportion guidelines?
With that, we've hit Rainforest Cafe number 2.
What's funny is that I probably wouldn't have even recognized that they're not, like,
And then 5.
the scale.
And then 6. We're somewhere in New Mexico right now, and we're about to go camping in the middle of the desert. We're little crunchy granola boys sometimes.
What?
I would say mostly not me, but I'm hoping I have a good experience.
Eddie's a big crunchy
I like
guy.
beds.
Everyone refers to Eddie
What? Hold
Burbank
on.
as like Mr. Ground.
What is a
I
crunchy
know about that. I
guy?
know that it was Eddie top 10 on trending Burbank.
Okay.
Recently, Eddie the King of the Squirts.
Huh?
We're now at our campsite, baby. We're in the middle of nowhere.
Whoa, that's
in
actually like a
New
really
Mexico.
cinematic shot.
Tomorrow, we're heading to the Dallas Rainforest Cafe. We set up our
That
camp,
looks like
made a little
really
fire,
pretty.
and as we sat there under the stars, we dreamed of all the Rainforest Cafe visits we had left in store, weeks of experience in front of us. The world was our oyster, or should I say rainforest. That was so stupid. That didn't even make any sense. Just a quick word from the sponsor of
He's
this
saying what
video,
I'm
which is
saying.
Good morning, everyone. It's 5:30 in the morning, and we have to drive an additional 10 hours to make it to our next Rainforest Cafe. If we don't, our plans will be squandered.
We have reservations tonight.
Oh, so they set
First,
reservations?
we hit White Sands National Park, which is pretty literal to the
Oh,
name.
wow,
There's
wait.
sand dunes everywhere, baby.
I
What
live in the
hell is
US.
going on? Why is
That
this in
exists?
America? From there, we
Yeah,
began
no,
a
how is this American? That's what I'm
621-mile
saying.
trek to Dallas, Texas. And when you've got 10 hours of drive time, sometimes roadside attractions become as
I'm sorry?
enticing as
Wait,
ever.
what was that one?
Eddie, Pistachio Land.
Okay.
Pistachio Land.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever seen the largest pistachio before? Chances are
and
no.
I'm fine
That's
with
true.
that.
I
I'm on
haven't.
Deathbed, and someone would go, "What are your regrets?" And I would say, "Definitely not missing out on the largest pistachio."
There's another one.
Yeah, they're billboard ads.
They want us to go.
That's how advertising works.
Bigger is better. That's so true. Bigger is better.
You can freak out all you want.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to forgive you.
Oh, no,
or
they're
myself,
going,
but
aren't
it's the
they?
largest pistachio in the world.
I can't stress enough how much I can live with that.
It's the largest
We're not
pistachio in
going
the
with
world.
fucking pistachio.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay. Why?
Okay, well, I'm satisfied.
Yeah, no, why is that, like, a
We made it
thing?
to Dallas, Texas. The first thing we noticed at this Rainforest Cafe was the difference in the population of customers in the restaurant.
It's a miracle. We're not the only ones.
Perhaps it was because it was the first Rainforest Cafe we went to that had fish. Or
What?
it could be because of a theory I've held for a while that I was seeing in the flesh for the first time. The Rainforest
What
Cafe
was that?
Texas supercluster theory.
Is he not going to explain that
This
theory?
is the Texas Rainforest Cafe supercluster, as I've
Okay.
mentioned, which means I think that all of the restaurants in this area are going to be higher quality. They're going to be busy. They're going to have lots of people. Food's going to be good. Drinks are going to be popping. We've barely scratched the surface, ladies and gentlemen, of what we can discover.
It's a pretty good sign if a
Seeing
specific
anyone this
Rainforest
passionate about,
Cafe
like,
is
a Rainforest
completely
Cafe.
booked up. The Galveston one, the San Antonio one, they're both booked up out the wazoo.
Now we're starting to reserve Rainforest Cafes ahead of time.
We cannot afford to not get into one of these Rainforest Cafes.
This is like a, like,
Apparently
reality
somebody
TV
said it
show
was a
camera
ride.
angle
Then I
here.
heard it was a water ride.
If there is even a chance
Wait, what?
that we can go on the Galveston Rainforest Cafe ride, I want it.
We gotta do it.
In my mind right now, I'm imagining like a tiger-themed roller coaster that goes through the restaurant, and I don't think it's
Going
gonna be
through
anything
the
like
restaurant.
And we drove from
I
Dallas
don't
all
think
the way
so.
down to San Antonio to reach Rainforest Cafe number 4. It was situated in a pretty cool location, the Riverwalk in San Antonio. We also met up with some pals
That
here that you may
exists?
know. This
That looks
location was
really
cool
cool.
because it had 3 floors to it. It was really compressed into the location it was in, which was unique to this Rainforest Cafe, I believe.
That's
Everyone in the
cool.
group had a fantastic time, and I was proud to say that we converted them into RFC lovers. Don't believe me? Listen to them.
They gave me a freaking light up cup, and it was sick.
They had my name on one of the keychains. I really appreciate that.
They ran out of toilet seat covers, but they did have 2 ply toilet paper.
Connor had a panic attack.
We were supposed to drive back to Austin, Texas.
I guess
where
that-
we'd then
I
leave
guess
for
those are all
Houston the
good
next morning.
reviews.
Unfortunately, though, the truck started being a bit louder than normal.
Oh, no.
It's not supposed to sound like that. So I drove the truck to the nearest Midas repair shop. If we were going to stay on schedule, the truck had to be fixed and fast. To see my broken green child hurting like this was almost too much to bear. But what was even
It is
harder
from
to bear was
2002.
what I had to deal with while I waited for it to be fixed. For some reason, at 7:30 a.m. in the morning, they decided to play Saving Private Ryan on the TV at almost full volume. I don't think you understand the fever dream of watching people's heads be blown off on the beaches of Normandy at 7:30 a.m. in a Midas waiting room it was Good Morning America. And I watched the entirety of Saving Private Ryan. Then I stepped outside briefly to get some air and make
that looks
calls,
good.
and I come back in to see that Saving Private Ryan was playing a second time. I was in the most uniquely crafted scenario in hell. Thankfully, the truck got fixed in time, but now something within me is broken. Before we left Austin, though, we got a little peek into the rainforest by getting to meet the animals at Alveus Animal Sanctuary. I got to stroll with an emu, which is a terrifying bird that seems like it should not exist. And I made friends with the crows. They will remember me with their 5th grader brains as an ally to the world of crows.
This is a crow.
He's prepared for the crow uprising.
He's gonna remember my face.
And you know, these animals sort of reminded me of all the mascots for the Rainforest Cafe. They're called the Wild Bunch, and they're all known criminals.
Wait,
You've got
what?
Cha-Cha, the red-eyed tree frog, a money launderer. Iggy the iguana, a thief. Niall the crocodile, arrested for drunk driving.
What?
Leo the macaw, an infamous poacher. Maya the jaguar, tax evasion. Tuki the elephant, cyberbully. Bamba the gorilla, in the can for assault and battery. And Ozzy the orangutan, weed. So we drove to Houston, Texas to visit the Katy Mills Rainforest Cafe. This Rainforest Cafe was a pretty standard mall Rainforest Cafe. Delicious and exciting meal as always. But we went to bed that...
The Rainforest Cafe, like, with all the vines hanging above you while you eat, that's just like a dust magnet, right? Like, I'm not the only one who like, thought of this, right? Surely there's so much dust in those things, they don't clean those. Maybe that's why they're closing down.
At night, thinking of the Rainforest Cafe we had tomorrow. The #1 Rainforest Cafe in Texas, Galveston. We were greeted the next morning by the most impressive Rainforest Cafe we had seen yet. A beautifully shaped volcanic building, along with a handy sign that showed us the one and only Rainforest Cafe ride.
Oh, it's
this
a
was
river
gonna be
ride.
one for the books. This location was popping, and we ate some of the most delicious general American chain restaurant food money could buy. Eddie even enjoyed a slushie with that money launderer's head on it.
Oh my gosh.
Then we bought matching shirts and prepared for what could be the most electric RFC experience yet.
Why did they buy matching shirts? I mean, they look good.
Look out!
This is an intense ride. Wait, that looked like the soy boy image.
To say we were blown away would be an understatement. That was the greatest thing I had ever seen. I almost didn't even want to leave.
What the hell?
I mean, wow.
Wow, this lived up.
This
and I think
broke
was a
them.
little bit better than I expected.
Am I kind of turning you over to the side of the Rainforest Cafe?
Well, no. If we were doing this video and you said, like, do you want to go to the Rainforest Cafe for, like, another time this month? I'd still probably say no. Is your enjoyment ramping up no matter the location, just every time we go to one?
How many camera angles do they have inside this truck?
6th time in a row?
Here's what I'll say.
I swear I've seen like 4 or 5.
More Rainforest Cafe, it'll click for you.
No, so the problem is that I'm having too much.
Why don't we table this for a little bit, I suppose?
I'm not, I mean, we can table
Why don't
it,
we
but-
table this conversation?
Yeah, I'm not going to change my opinion.
So we drove from Galveston all the way to celebrate our progress in New Orleans, still living off the high of that last rainforest, but there was still more to come. After breakfast in New Orleans, we began our drive to Gainesville, Florida, and oh
I've
my
actually never
God,
visited.
what is that? I was blessed with a vision
Oh,
of a mascot
Buc-ee's?
character advertising a gas station called Buc-ee's, and I just had to make a stop
Bro,
and check
Buc-ee's
out
is
what
a
the hell
classic
was going
road trip
on.
I
stop.
forced Eddie to push a Buc-ee's run. We've never been to Buc-ee's before.
It's just like a supermarket, but a gas station at the same time.
This was the most massive gas station shop I
Yeah.
have ever seen. They had everything. Some guy was chopping a brisket like it was the only thing that he had ever learned in his entire life. That
dude's going at it.
running an empire under my nose the entire time, and they sold everything. They had jelly. They had jam. Is there even a market for pickled quail eggs? Even the ice was
What?
funny. 69, that's the sex number. My love for
True.
mascots. My love for theme. I just couldn't
Buc-ee's are crazy.
handle it.
I just feel like you're kind of a sucker for mascot.
That's such like a cartoon bit.
What do you mean?
That's so
Day
funny.
8, we reached the southernmost rainforest cafe in the United States, just outside of Miami, Florida, for our 7th visit to this magical place.
Oh,
Although this
they're
rainforest
at
cafe wasn't the one
Miami?
in Florida I was most
Yeesh.
excited about. That would come when we drove back north to Orlando. Upon arriving in Orlando, we met up with our girlfriends who had just flown in. Nice to see ya. And we met up with Drew and Amanda, who would be joining us. for
Oh,
the
I know
start at
them.
The Disney
I know Drew.
Springs Rainforest Cafe.
Not personally.
This Rainforest Cafe had an exterior that was an even more intense volcano building than Galveston.
How did I miss this? Like I said earlier, I've been to the T-Rex restaurant at Disney Springs, but there was a Rainforest Cafe there? That tells you how deep I went. I went to the T-Rex restaurant and the Lego store. That's basically that's all I went to.
I didn't know it would do that.
And the classic crocodile for this one was just hanging out next to the volcano. Walking into this Rainforest Cafe, I knew that
As
we'd
you
be
do.
convincing Amanda and Drew to join our RFC fan club. The atmosphere was on point. This was a pretty good one. Drew and Amanda were having so much fun that we had to take an RFC fan club family photo to savor the memory.
Aww.
Look at us. And since our waiter got lost in the jungle for 40 minutes to find our check, we got to spend extra
Wait,
time
what?
listening to elephant screams and thunder claps. Drew was practically overwhelmed with satisfaction.
What a time, Eddie.
He looks
What
so
a
happy.
time.
If I murdered him, will you vouch for me to the police?
Okay.
In order to reach the second Orlando-based Rainforest Cafe, we had to venture into probably the most thematically appropriate place for one to be, which was the fucking Animal Kingdom in Disney World.
What?
We are
How do
currently
I-
at the most exclusive rainforest
On a Disney
cafe
trip, how did I
location,
miss
hidden
these?
Within the confines of a transnational multimedia
What?
conglomerate, it's Animal Kingdom Rainforest Cafe. What a delight!
How did I miss
But that's
these?
not the only thing that made this Rainforest Cafe special. This location is the only Rainforest Cafe in the entirety of North America to serve breakfast. That's right, we were there at 9 a.m. and we were going to start our day with a rainforest-themed breakfast feast. This breakfast selection came with its own menu, with a slew of options somehow more ridiculous than the normal
Oh,
menu.
no.
Jurassic chicken tidbits? I raise you Pie of the Viper, a
Oh.
Mexican-style breakfast pizza. It's like they spun those 3 descriptors on a slot machine. We ended up getting the breakfast sliders. I don't know if
True.
it was because the eggs were fresh or they just put crack in them, but those sliders were good. I also got a Bloody Mary that morning at 9 a.m., but I only did it
Yeah,
because I
no,
was trying to get
same.
something out of it. But I'll tell you what that is when I finish this trip. Of course, after leaving, the only thing that was on our minds was to go on an actual safari. We saw
Smart.
zebras. We saw giraffes. We saw monkeys. The only thing that would have made this better is if I had a plate full of safari fries on my lap. I was over the moon.
And if there
Of
was a
course,
thunderstorm.
moments like these can't last
mean, they're in
forever.
Florida.
So after
There
spending
probably
the rest
was
of our
one.
day at the Animal Kingdom, our journey would continue as we reached Nashville,
Tennessee,
possibly
yep.
the most out-of-the-way Rainforest Cafe on the entire route. We left so early in the morning that we got there before it had even opened, so
Wow.
we waited. It's an interesting sensation to sit in a mall at 11 a.m. and wait for a Rainforest Cafe to open. There was a shocking amount of people in this Rainforest Cafe at 11 a.m. And since this location didn't even serve breakfast, what are you here for? Brunch at the Rainforest
guess.
Cafe? This location is also where we learned an interesting fact about why some of the Rainforest Cafes get rid of the fish. They spend $3.5 million a year per location just for the fish.
Oh
which
my
is probably why this fish
gosh.
has been staring me down the whole time we ate. He knew he was more expensive than me, and he wanted me to know it. Either way, Eddie
Are they
and I
like
were having
exported
the time
fish?
of our lives. I could just tell. Eventually, it was time for us to leave Tennessee and make
Oh,
our
they're
way
hired.
further north. We were heading to the Atlantic City Rainforest
Oh,
Cafe.
no.
And we were on a roll.
Not Jersey.
Rainforest rascals rolling down the open road, going to every location of a beautiful themed restaurant. Everything was going great. Nothing could stop us. That is, of course, until disaster struck us,
Oh,
like
no.
lightning to an animatronic gorilla.
We've run into a bit of an issue of a caliber,
Hello?
maybe a big problem. Very large problem, actually.
We were driving on the highway, and the truck reacted really abnormally to what would be a small bump. I noticed the truck was aggressively leaning to
no.
one side, and when I checked under it, I discovered this.
That is the suspension.
Oh, that is
there.
so
It has
rusted.
snapped off.
As far as I know,
Yeah, no wonder it
would
snapped
be
off.
a really, really bad idea to drive this car without the shocks.
The damage was so
Yeah.
bad we had to get the truck towed to the nearest repair shop. For now, Atlantic City had to wait. It seemed like our entire journey was being called into question. I stood there in the drizzling rain of
Jeez.
Delaware as I watched my steed be hauled
It is
away.
from
The
2002.
rain felt like
I
what I,
shouldn't
had
judge.
experienced in a rainforest, not so unfamiliar to me now. I knew in my heart that there was a way to get this done in
All the
3
music in
weeks,
this
but
video is
tonight
banging.
we had to stay in hell on earth. Newark, Delaware. This
Oh,
put our
no.
road trip plans in a terrible
least they're not in
situation.
Jersey.
Would we be able to get the truck fixed tomorrow? Or would parts not come and we'd be waiting a day or 2 days? We literally had no idea. All we could do was wait for tomorrow.
Rest in peace.
We received a rainforest miracle. The truck was fixed somehow.
Yay!
They found parts for the truck, and we had a chance.
That
to make
part is
back
so
the
new,
time we
too.
lost.
That's
But
awesome.
We'd have to go to 2 rainforest cafes in 1 day, so we raced as fast as we legally could to Atlantic City, like madmen. And when we arrived at this rainforest cafe, we ordered our food and drinks and immediately asked for the check. We scarfed down
All right.
mozzarella sticks like starving British orphans, and I sucked
Wait,
down that
well, I'm sorry,
Cheetorito
what?
like I was a dehydrated elephant at the watering hole. A quick touch to the Atlantic Ocean, and we kept going, screaming down the roads of New Jersey like our wives were in labor. There wasn't a damn thing that was going to stop us now. And we arrived just in time to reach the Edison, New Jersey Rainforest Cafe. Oh. So we had heard stories of this Rainforest Cafe. It was rumored to be the lowest performing location in the country. I can summarize the state that it was in with this. The crocodile pond was devoid of water.
Oh my gosh.
Sad.
We were joined at this lowest performing Rainforest Cafe with Nakey Jakey and our boy Fritz.
This is
I like the
worst
turtleneck.
thing that we heard from other Rainforest Cafe employees. If you look at the sign,
Let's go.
Despite the flaws of this
What a
Rainforest
day to
Cafe,
join
it
them.
was still a Rainforest Cafe. The wow factor was still there, and you could see that Jakey was having a good time. Jakey and Fritz were so inspired by this Rainforest Cafe that they gave us a little bit of slam poetry.
Rainforest Cafe
Oh.
in the forest, built like a snake. I'm Forrest Gump. I forgot my rake, and he doesn't like to hump.
What?
Then we drove into New York City, spent some time celebrating our journey thus far with Jakey and friends, and prepared to hit the road once more because we weren't finished yet.
For pool is such a fun game to play. Like, not like fun is entertaining, but fun is just
On day
something
15,
to do.
we reached the American Niagara Falls Rainforest Cafe. And this Rainforest Cafe is significant because I've already been to this Rainforest Cafe before. 4 years ago with my buddy Ross. It's one of the earliest videos on my channel. And I was
that's
delighted
awesome.
to see that it was still open. Maybe there is hope. I bought a Niagara Falls Rainforest Cafe
That's
crew neck
awesome.
with all my favorite criminals on it.
Look.
yeah, man, it's good, I guess.
And from there, we prepared to cross the border in order
my
to go to
gosh.
the last Canadian Rainforest Cafe. All we had to do was just pass through Border Patrol.
Once you have that code, then you can seek entry to Canada. Right now, unfortunately, you're not able to come to Canada.
We just got
Bruh.
denied entry to Canada.
We got in 5 minutes later when we filled out the right paperwork. This Canadian
Okay.
location was unique in that it was the only privately owned Rainforest Cafe. So the menu was a bit more custom than your average RFC. Even
That's
the fish
cool.
population was custom, and by that, I mean they had a fucking shark. That's my favorite animal from the rainforest. Even the animatronic
True.
animals seemed a bit more lively than what we were used to.
Oh, gorilla.
We also saw this waterfall, but not a Rainforest Cafe, so no reason to care, me.
Honestly, yeah.
We we stopped at Rainforest Cafe number 15 in Detroit, Michigan. At this point, I could see the amount of Rainforest Cafes we had been to was weighing on Eddie. We had been to so many thus far, and it was probably impossible for him to figure out what his favorite one was. I really felt for him, because I was going through the same thing. From Detroit, we drove to Chicago, where we stayed with Eddie's mom, and on day 17, for our 16th Rainforest Cafe, we traveled from Chicago to Gurnee, Illinois, to enjoy another helping of safari fries at the
This
RFC.
is just making me sick.
And this time, we were joined by Danny Gonzalez. Danny and I just
Hey, I know him
He's a
too.
Rainforest Cafe lover like myself, and he might have been having a better time than I was. With...
Something funny about Danny Gonzalez. Really funny for him to stop. But I don't know if you saw my last video. Last video? 2 videos ago. Wow. But 2 videos ago, I was actually wearing his merch in a video. So, I mean, like, I'm a pretty big fan of Danny Gonzalez. So this is really cool.
Which is, wow. Like, he must have been a veteran, too, because he knew Tracy Tree by name.
Wow.
It's a talking tree that's in every single gift shop of every single Rainforest Cafe.
That's so scary.
They say the same thing every time.
Check out the wild selection of toys, gifts, and souvenirs right here in the rainforest.
The tree is a sellout.
Yeah, I could tell was more internal. He's more of a philosophical lover of the RFC. Honestly, I think it makes him kind of cool. Danny and I walked out of there with a glorious safari march, and he loved it so much that he said this.
My favorite thing about the Rainforest Cafe was the way the waiter was so nice, and he reminded me of a real rainforest. Cafe.
Right now, we are heading to Bloomington, Minnesota, which is the location of the second to last Rainforest Cafe, and also the first Rainforest Cafe to ever have been opened. This is a very big deal for me. I can't believe that we've been blessed to go to almost every Rainforest Cafe at this point.
Blessed. Maybe words like cursed, imprisoned, cast on me.
I'm noticing a dichotomy here.
Wingardium Depressioso.
What are you talking about, dude? More like Wingardium Safariosa is what I'm
True.
thinking, baby.
So we set our sights on where this rainforest found its roots in the Mall of America. It was such a maze to navigate through that we made it there just an
I've always
hour
wanted to
before
go there.
closing. Lucky for us too, because
Just
I
to, like,
think
see
that
it.
This was Eddie's favorite Rainforest
Not the Rainforest Cafe.
yet.
Well, also the Rainforest Cafe.
Hello, kids.
Oh no.
My name
It's a nightmare.
is Tree. Everybody loves animals.
This is like so scary. Oh my gosh. That was...
Are you being paid by the Rainforest Cafe?
What are you talking about?
How are you still having a good time?
We're going to every Rainforest Cafe in the United States, Eddie. That's a
Yeah, no,
joy.
that is a good
but
time.
then we fucking end up in another rainforest. We've been to 17 Rainforest Cafes.
And don't you feel like the luckiest person in the world? Like,
Why would that
I
be
would.
Lucky. You got animatronic animals, safari fries. Have you tried the safari fries?
If I
Eddie?
eat another fucking safari fry, dude, I'm dunking myself in the alligator pit. Slowly, continue. I'm more and more miserable. Every goddamn mall, every Mills Mall, fucking Katy Mills, Auburn
The
Mills.
Mills Mall are the best ones. They're the ones that bring life to a small town.
Small
Miserable
town, there's
people.
suburbs and major cities. It's just a boring fucking mall. I just have no idea how you continue to go to Rainforest Cafe after
Ted's gonna
Rainforest
snap.
Cafe with the same menu and enjoy it more and more.
Maybe it's because it's all I have.
Oh.
It's all
Oh
I have.
no.
When I was a boy, I went to the Rainforest Cafe, and I was a miserable little boy until I stepped through those doors, and I saw the animatronic animals. I ate the safari fries. I sipped on the icy with Cha-Cha's head resting upon it like a golden idol. We're going to every single Rainforest Cafe because it's an awesome place, and I don't know what I would do if it was gone.
Do you understand the toll 17 Rainforest Cafes has on your digestive system? I gotta find a moment to try and fix it.
And I gotta find a moment when you'd show me just a sliver of appreciation for this
Oh,
beautiful
no.
trip I'm taking you on. But no, we're gonna go to the last Rainforest Cafe, and you are going to
This is like the
enjoy
climax
shit
before
out
the
of it,
final
Eddie.
act in a
I swear to
movie.
God.
I'm going to enjoy it because it's the last one. I just want to be done with the trip. Just don't even fucking talk to me until we get there.
Well, maybe I won't.
Good.
Maybe I fucking won't.
Good.
That is like straight up where like a show would cut to commercial. Like next time on Rainforest Cafe. These are like really picturesque like spots.
I was so caught up in teaching Eddie about the wonder of the Rainforest Cafe that I didn't see what was right in front of me the whole time. This trip was meant to bring our hearts together, not shatter them completely. Was my love for this mega corporation-owned themed restaurant misplaced? I couldn't wrap my head around it. Maybe I should just forget about this silly goal and just work on repairing what's left of Eddie and I's friendship. And then maybe... Wait, I forgot Eddie hasn't even tried the famous volcano cake.
There's still a chance to save
Not
him.
the
The
famous
most famous item at
volcano
the
cake.
Rainforest Cafe, the brownie sparkling volcano dessert. A giant rich chocolate brownie cake stacked up high, served warm with
That does
vanilla
actually
ice
look really
cream,
good.
creamy whipped topping, caramel, and chocolate sauces. It was my only shot to instill the glory of the rainforest inside young Burback's heart. And what a perfect city for our last Rainforest Cafe, Las Vegas.
I've been
Nothing
there
bad has
too.
ever
Like,
happened in
what-
the city, and everyone leaves
Where are these
wealthy,
Rainforest cafes?
emotionally, I think. We arrived in Las Vegas, and I had the fire of ambition in my heart. Once Eddie knew that all he had to eat was that volcano, I could see the sparkle of joy in his eyes. And I was surprised, too. He was being such a meanie 1,712 miles ago. Approaching this final Rainforest Cafe, we were filled with
it doesn't look
passion.
too,
And
like,
so we entered that rainforest.
big.
We ordered that volcano, and there it was, in all its
Aw.
glory. All it took was one
That
bite,
does
and
look
I
good.
knew Eddie's mind had changed. I could see it in his eyes. We had completed our task and gone to every single Rainforest Cafe in
That's
North America. And Eddie
just
was a
still
bigger
just
Rainforest
insane.
Cafe fan than ever. Look how happy it is. There's no other reason why he could be happy right now. We gazed out onto the bright cityscape of our final stop, and we almost couldn't believe it. Ontario Mills, Galveston, Texas, Bloomington, Minnesota, Niagara Falls. We had done them all. We were true heroes. And what did I have to show for it, you may be asking? Well, every Rainforest Cafe gives you a free souvenir cup every time you buy a specific type of drink. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a souvenir cup from every single Rainforest Cafe in the country. Guinness Book of World Records, your move.
What a wholesome ending. No, that was really funny. I felt bad for Eddie, man. Like, honestly, he did not want to be there. Yeah, no, I still don't know how I missed all those Rainforest Cafes, because I've been to Disney Springs, I've been to the Animal Kingdom, I've been to Vegas. I guess Vegas is a big place, that's understandable. But like Disney, how did I miss these? Like, I went to the T-Rex restaurant, which just now, looking at it, is seeming like an off-brand Rainforest Cafe. But, I definitely should... I should do this. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do this. One, gas prices. I do not nearly make enough money to pay for that. And then also just... I don't want to do this. But honestly, though, this was a really fun video to watch. Good job, Ted and Eddie. Definitely sounding like a time-traveling duo from the 90s. 90s? That joke will land if that time period is right. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this reaction, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. We are so close to 430 subscribers. I think we can totally hit it by the end of the month. If you want to help us hit it before then, always make sure to check if you're subscribed. But while you're down there, please make sure to leave a like, as it will always help the channel. And also make sure to leave a comment on what you think I should react to next, or what you thought of the video. I'm always open to suggestions, and I love hearing what you have to say. Now, that's about it for today. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.